calm before the storm. Just wait. You just wait.
Oh my gosh, sir! Holy shit, are you okay? Okay, what's your name?
I'm Rodney King.
Okay, Rodney, stay here. I'm gonna go get help.
People, I just want to say, can we get along? Can we all get along? As a black man, you run from the cops. It's different now, but back when I was coming up, you run. The cops are here to protect someone, but that someone's not you. My story might be familiar to some of you. Most consider me to be the poster child for police brutality. But my story isn't just about a corrupt police force. It's about a corrupt society, a racist society. I grew up in California, and I never had a room. And I think I was a good kid. Very good kid. They were watching people, and they were at the big tree until March 3rd, 1991.
Hey, we're not going to jail or anything, right?
Of course not. We're just doing our job.
But they have it on video. They have the whole thing on video.
What are we going to see in the goddamn video? We're going to see us doing our job, putting that goon in line. That's what they'll see.
Can you see the size of him? For all we know, he was on PCP. I think we'd have any state officer would have fist a man of his kind.
I get that. But are we allowed to beat him?
Shut up, Flynn. We were doing our job. Besides, you're the one that tried to tase her.
Yeah, and he jumped right back up. Didn't even faze him. He was aggressive and you could see in his eyes. You guys are right. We did our job, and the jury will see that.
Those officers are guilty. I can tell you that right now. How can you have decided that already?
These officers are being accused of assault with a deadly weapon and excessive use of force.
I know that, but Mr. King was drunk driving and resisted a taser. They just finished a high-speed chase, for God's sake. The officers took necessary precautions to keep themselves safe. Who knew what Mr. King was capable of?
Is it fair to assume that he was a danger to society?
Calm down. Let's just look at the facts. Mr. King was twice the legal limit on alcohol consumption when driving a vehicle, especially a vehicle with 2 passengers.
That is a criminal offense. But it does not justify him being struck 56 times by the LAPD.
Mr. King's actions warranted an arrest. The officers were responding to a threatening situation. Are you honestly telling me you would have reacted differently?
I can name a million things I would have done differently, Miss Hickson. Yet our job is not to think our own opinions. His actions warranted an arrest. But did they warrant a beating? That is the question here. You cannot honestly tell me you've made a decision already. If you had, it would greatly suggest prejudice in this case. Mr. Davis, do you have anything to add?
Honestly, I think being closed-minded is going to get us nowhere close to a decision. I'm simply trying to gather my thoughts. This case isn't black and white.
Mr. Davis, please. Those people are dangerous. Everyone knows that. And are the officers not there to serve and protect?
Well, I mean, yeah.
Well, there you have it. They were protecting LA from an intoxicated ex-con who may or may not have been under the influence of PCP. This case seems pretty black and white to me.
He was not on drugs. It is stated in evidence.
The officers did not have time to perform a drug test on site. They assessed the situation to the best of their ability.
Exactly, and you can't disregard Mr. King's background. The officers made the correct assumption that Mr. King could have easily had gang affiliations. Their response was to be expected and should be rewarded, if anything.
Rewarded? Have you lost your mind? Mr. King is a human being and deserves to be treated fairly in this case.
Lost my mind? What are you saying?
Background. Do you mean the color of his skin? Was he threatened because of his actions or because of his race? Is it fair to treat someone like that?
Mr. Davis!
Is it fair to treat someone like that? Is it fair to treat a white person like that? Oh God, no. But for some reason, it's fair to treat a black person like that? It's important to realize that the entire outcome of the case lies in Mr. Davis's hands. Should he side with Ms. Lawson, the officer would face years in prison. Well, if he sided with Ms. Hickson, all hell will break loose.
only impartial juror on this case. If Mr. Davis sides with her, she has corrupted his better judgment. And he's the deciding vote. If he lets those officers go free, Los Angeles and the world will know just how deeply corrupt we are. How deeply racism still runs here. It all depends on him.
It all depends on me. Jurors 1 and 2 have made their positions clear. I'm the deciding. I can't let this screw with my head. I can't help but put myself in the position of the officers. I hate to say it, but I would have done the same thing. A drunk man, a black man, approaching you at night in a threatening manner. I can't tell if somewhere in my mind I'm judging him. I have to focus on my job. It's my duty to give fair judgment. You know what? Mr. King is a threat. The officers did what they had to do, and that is my decision.
They did what they had to do. They had to beat me half to death, right? I mean, that's justified because I'm black, right? Racism. That's how they came to that verdict. They can make any excuse they want, but we all know that if I was white, the officer would be in jail. No questions asked.
So, Mr. Davis, have you come to a decision?
Yes, Miss Hickson. It took me some time to think about it, but the officers are not guilty. The video was taken out of context.
I knew you would see reason. King was a danger to society.
How can you have made that decision? The officer...
Miss Lawson, you do not have time. We have a verdict to give. Let's go.
You've made the wrong decision. The public will see that.
That black man's ruined our lives. Our whole career is in jeopardy because of him.
Fucking ex-con too. He shouldn't have been on the streets. It's not safe. They're making our city into some kind of slum.
Anyway, I talked to the commissioner. He's not going to let us get hit too hard for this, for protecting our streets.
Hey, I've heard some talking, and I'm sure they'll come right to our side. They can't say he wasn't drunk out of his mind.
Yeah? What if we're innocent? Then what?
What do you mean, what?
What if people get pissed? Like the public?
Hey, the public's on our side. Get that into your head. Our city's on our side. I'm sure of it.
Your Honor, we have found Officers Stacy Kuhn, Theodore Brazino, and Timothy Wynn not guilty of all charges of assault with a deadly weapon and excessive use of force.
No one listened to Miss Lawson, and they're all going to pay the price. Everyone's going to pay the price. What the officer do is wrong, and everyone knows it. It's the calm before the storm. Just wait. You just wait.
Riots have ensued at the downtown core following the Rodney King trial. The jury has deemed the officers not guilty despite the disturbing video evidence. Due to the outbreak of chaos caused by LA citizens, the military has been dispatched. So far, 23 have lost their lives, and there have been over 1,000 casualties. The mayor advises everyone to stay calm and in their homes until the riots subside.
What's wrong? This is awful. I can't leave my house. I can't see my children. I'm getting death threats in the mail. I'm being
Shut up, Wade. Keep it together. Did we make a mistake? Maybe. Do we regret it? No.
The verdict was not guilty. That says it all. These riots will blow over, and justice always prevails.
I looked at this case fairly, objectively. I'm not racist. I had no part in that ruling. But I failed to persuade Mr. Davis to side with what was right. And now our city is tearing itself apart. I failed you, Los Angeles.
No one else saw the evidence. Everyone is overreacting.
People are calling us racist. People are saying we support police brutality and have a prejudice against black people. But we don't. We just look at the statistics. We look at the facts. Black people are more violent, and they're just more dangerous. That's why I'm never going to regret and reconsider my decision.
Ruth, stop. You're making it worse.
I don't hold any grudge judges. Because this isn't about me. This is about inequality. This is about something much bigger. Anybody who get big-headed wants to know the seat can't be pulled out from under them. That's what the verdict of this case is teaching society. When you're walking down the street, you have a preconceived judgment based on the color of someone's skin. It's that type of ignorance that makes it seem all right to mistreat someone of a different race. Is that the kind of world you want your child to grow up in? I don't. When I leave here, when my final day on this earth is up, I want to leave in peace. I want to have peace in my heart. Yes, we lost the battle, but we haven't lost the war. People, I just want to say, can we all get along?